It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Brew York Craft Brewery, and it's a can of their Empress Tonkoko. It's a 10.6% ABV Imperial Milk Stout in a 440 milliliter can. As you can tell by my voice, I am super excited to get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Yeah, just super excited. Let's go! This was handed to me at Brew York by Wayne, the owner of the brewery. It will be, I promise you, it will be 100% independent beer review. But Wayne was really excited for me to try this beer. So I walked through the streets of York about 2 o'clock in the morning with a big box of beer, making my way back to the hotel room. And this was one of the beers that I had in the box. Look at that. 2-finger tan coloured head, jet black beer in the glass. There is no light bleeding through that beer whatsoever. It looks like engine oil. Look at that, everybody. Oh, let's get the aroma. So it's tonka beans. The first time I ever had tonka beans, and I promise you, it was a Lervig beer. I've got my best glass out. This is my favourite glass in the whole wide world, this one. Look at that for a glass. Pint glass that looks like a giant wine glass. Look at that. But it's my favourite glass in the world. And it's actually a Lervig Active Brewery glass. And the first time I ever had a beer with tonka beans in was in Norway, and it was the Lervig 3 Bean Stout. I was standing on a wonderful balcony in Leysefjorden, and we reviewed this 3 Bean Stout, and it completely blew me away. That kind of, such an unusual aroma to the tonka bean. I'm calling it a tonka bean. I'm sure it's called a tonka bean, but we'll get to that, and we'll read the side of the can in a moment. But I think you know where I'm coming from if I've got tonka bean wrong. It's just got a really, it's almost nutty and herbal and spicy and peppery and cinnamon-like. Maybe some ginger. It's got such a fascinating aroma and flavour. There's the tonka bean. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. 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 Wow. Wow. God, that's full on. That is. God, that is bonkersly full on with Tonkoko. With tonka bean. I don't think I've ever had a beer with so much tonka bean in it in my life. That is poof. That was powerful. That's like a real big hit of kind of espresso in the morning to wake you up. That's what it felt like anyway. The mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is rich, creamy, just luxurious. Absolutely luxurious mouthfeel on that beer. A little bit of carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. I'm going to say this maybe a touch of lactose in this beer, maybe a touch of oats in this beer to kind of create that creaminess. But at 10.6% ABV, the amount of malt that's needed in this beer to get it to 10.6% ABV, you're going to get a natural, creamy, rich mouthfeel anyway from... Oh, it's beautiful. Once it kind of... It's almost like the same experience as a sour beer, where you have the first taste of a sour beer, a real sour beer, and you're like, whoa, blimey, whoa! You know, and then you have one or two more tastes, and then it all kind of just calms down a little bit. That's the experience I'm getting with this Empress Tonkoko Imperial Milk Stout. A little bit of malt in there now. Still a little bit, quite a lot. A little bit of bitterness from the hops in there. Bitterness from the roasted malt. If you think about the roasted malt in this beer, you know, they have to roast the malt very similar to the way they roast coffee beans. It gives off a roasty, toasty flavour, like your coffee, your bitter dark chocolate, and a little bit of sweet caramel in there from the malt. But if you think about, you know, that creamy mouthfeel that the beer delivers, it's a bit like kind of coffee, kind of latte, sweet sticky caramel, bitter dark chocolate, that consistency, that mouthfeel, that creaminess. That's the reason why they've added the lactose or the oats to try and recreate that creamy depth, that mouthfeel. Beautiful, beautiful beer. We've gone full Spinal Tap with Empress Tonkoko. Everything is dialed up to 11 with over triple the original levels of coconut, cacao, tonka and vanilla, creating a creamy and decadent assault on the senses. Dangerously easy drinking, but at a cockle warming 10.6% ABV. You might want to pace your journey into bountiful heaven. Brilliant, brilliant. As you guys know, I struggle a little bit to pick up vanilla. For some reason, my palate doesn't pick up vanilla very well. I don't know why. Bit of a strange one, but now you read the back of the can, you read vanilla. Yes, without a shadow of a doubt, there's vanilla in this beer. Vanilla. Was I right? It was tonka bean. It was tonka bean. And a little bit of coconut. There's a little bit of kind of nutty coconut in there as well. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant beer. Let me bring it to you. Let me wash the beer around in the glass for you. Look at that. Look at that for a beer. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Great aroma, great look, great taste. Let's rate it. My rating for this beer, again, I'm going to mention it one more time. I know I introduced the beer as I carried the box of beer back from my hotel room after we went to Brew York, and, you know, it might seem slightly biased, but I'm being completely honest. If I didn't like this beer, I would tell you. The first taste of the beer was like, wow, that is like proper full on. That is like knocking my senses to bits. Bit like sour beer does. My palate adjusted to the beer. As it adjusted, as I sipped the beer more and more and more, I began to kind of like really appreciate what was going on with this beer. The mouthfeel, the creaminess, the flavours. And I learned to kind of get over that kind of... It was the amount of vanilla and tonka bean in there, and coconut. It really was full on. Once you get over that initial kind of burst of flavour, it really settles down to be a really, really incredible Imperial Stout. Look at it. Look at it. For me, it's fantastic. A fantastic beer. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.